Hi, welcome to the instruction video 1 of the Tasmanian Weeds Action Fund map. In this video, I'm just going to give you a quick run through of the map so that you can understand what you're looking at and that you know how to navigate around it. So this is how the map is going to look when you first open it from whichever link that you've come from. It's opening with the map of Tasmania, mainland Tasmania, and this little set of instructions here to the left-hand side. We might just close that for a second. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to open up our legend. That is this button here on the top right-hand side. And we just click on it and that opens up our legend. Now your legend is like your little key for understanding what you're looking at. So our map has essentially has two layers or types of information that it is showing. One are these dots, which are representing the location of weed observations recorded within the Tasmanian Natural Values Atlas. The second type of information, or the second layer, is the colour of the municipalities. So we can see, perhaps not really clearly, but the border of each of the municipalities, and then each one is coloured according to the legislative zoning of a particular weed within that municipality. So there are two different colours to represent the two different types of zones possible. One is an orange colour, and that represents a weed that is classed as being zone A within a municipality, meaning that the target for management is eradication from the municipality. Municipalities that are blue are classed as zone B, and the management goal for zone B species is containment to an infested property. When there is no colouring within a municipality, it indicates that the weed species is not a declared species, so it doesn't have a legislative zoning. That might be a little bit confusing, but it's going to get clearer. So before we proceed, I might just make a quick mention about NVA records. So the Natural Values Atlas is, as I mentioned, held by the Department of Primary Industries, Parks, Water and Environment, and it is a set of observations that can be contributed by any member of the public. Predominantly, though, records might come from scientific research, from council, from forestry, from contractors doing surveys, doing research, doing observations, and then they submit their records to the Natural Values Atlas, which then compile a picture of where species are. But it is not a definitive record of a species abundance or distribution across the state, because it is just a collection of records. So if you look at a particular species and you look at the dots across the state and you think there's no way that represents where that species is, I know that there are lots more points where you can actually submit some of your records to the NBA. And if you go to our website, you can find more information there on how to do that. Right, so next, get back to our map. We have a set of tools up here that you can use to do things in the map. This first tool is the instructions. So you can open that, and that will basically in writing give you the things that I'm just going to run you through now. Here, first of all, we have just the basics overview of the map, and then there are some detailed instructions for each of the 5 tools that we see up here on the left-hand side. And you can run through, and it takes you step by step through each of those tools and how to use them. So the most important one, and the one you'll use most, is this first one here, which is called the Select Species tool. We also have a Zoom to LGA tool, which means that you can just zoom in immediately to the border of the municipality that you're interested in. We have this, a Summary of NVA Observations tool, which tells you which species you're looking at and gives you a summary of how many records there are in different areas of the state for that species. And then there's this one, which is the Select NVA Records, which means you can get a bit more detailed information on some records that you're interested in. Right, so now we'll just dive into selecting a species. So we click on the tool, it'll open up, and you can choose whether you want to use the species name or the common name to select your species. So I click on common name. Now I can click in the box and it will give me a drop-down list. Often it likes to finish loading a species first before it likes to give you the list, so I'll just be patient for a moment. So I click on the list and it gives me in alphabetical order the species that are available to be selected. And I can choose the one that I'm interested in, so I might start with flaxleaf broom and hit apply. Now my map is changing to show me where the recorded observations for this species are and what legislative zoning is across the state. And each of the municipalities in Tasmania is a Zone A. Try another one. Let's go for gorse. We hit apply. Now we can see that it is only a Zone A species in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 municipalities. 6 maybe. Great. So I might leave this video there. Join me for video 2 for a more detailed run through of the additional tools and a more detailed example. Thanks for listening.